5 on this Monday. In 1 week's time, got to get those taxes in. The deadline to file your tax return is fast approaching, and to help you prepare, we answer some of your top tax questions. Joining us live in studio on set, CPA Kimberly Washington. Kim, good afternoon. Always great to see you.
Yes.
First question, what options do we have if we owe the IRS?
Right. So if you owe the IRS, of course, you have so many different options. The first thing you want to take advantage of your payment options. You can actually go to irs.gov and you can create a monthly installment agreement. That's the first thing you can do. The second thing, if you know you're going to have the money within the next couple of months, you can actually say, hey, IRS, I'll have the money next 2 to 3 months. Can you place my account on hold? And it will actually do that. You can also request what's called an offer in compromise in some cases. This is a case if you owe too much and you don't have the assets or the income and the ability to pay. Those are some of the options that you may have at this time.
April 18th, 1 week away. A lot of folks wait until that deadline to start acting. If they choose to file an extension, does that actually give them extra time to pay as well?
Right. The answer is no. So if you know you're going to owe the IRS, you do want to fork over some money to the IRS as soon as possible. You're going to use, of course, Form 4868 to file that extension. That gives you time, of course, until October 17th, but that does not give you additional time to pay. So if you do know that you're going to owe, you want to send some money in to avoid any penalties or additional interest at that time.
Now, trying to stay organized, multiple years of returns. What if the IRS doesn't have a record from last year's tax return? What options are there moving forward?
I've been getting that question a lot because we know that the IRS is backlogged at this time, but the IRS has still yet to process your 2020 tax return. You still want to go ahead and file your 2021 tax return. Do keep in mind that if you're using a software program, just enter 0 for your income for last year so that you can bypass that. But you can still file your tax return, your 2021 in this case, even if the IRS has yet to process last year's tax return.
Now, what about for many folks who may have sold their home, they moved, sold some property? How do they report that on their tax return?
So that's another question often I'm receiving is that if I sold my property, what do I need to do? But in the case that you actually lived in a property, you may qualify for a tax exclusion. So if you lived in a property for a couple of years, you're now selling that home. If you're single, you can exclude up to $250,000 from that gain. And if you're married, up to $500,000 from the gain. So you do want to talk to a CPA, a tax professional. Keep your records as it relates to selling your property so that you can report it correctly.
And Kim, you also mentioned the IRS being backed up on many different levels. What about stimulus? If people didn't receive the stimulus payments, how can they claim those on their tax return?
Right. One word is recovery, rebate, tax credit, a couple of words, right? But you want to keep that in mind. So you're going to use that form. You can actually say, hey, IRS, I didn't receive this money last year. You can get up to $1,400 this year if you didn't receive it. And do keep in mind, even if you received a partial payment, you may also get some additional funding. So you do want to report that on the IRS forms this year.
Kim, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Kimberly Washington, live in studio. Y'all some great advice.
Thank you.